Now, you're welcome. Thanks, Shelley and Mike. They voted for it. Thanks them. This year, seniors who fall into the coverage gap known as the donut hole. Some seniors probably know about that. They're going to receive $250 to help pay for prescriptions, and that's just the first step, because what we're going to be doing is, over the next several years, closing that gap completely. And I want seniors to know, despite some of the stuff that's been said out there, these reforms don't cut into your guaranteed benefits. What they do is eliminate co-payments and deductibles for preventive care, like checkups and mammograms. You will be getting those for free now. This is why AARP supported this bill, because it's good for seniors. It's the right thing to do. It's good for young people. It's the right thing to do. It's good for people who've hit these lifetime limits. It's good for people with pre-existing conditions. All that happens this year. And then by 2014, each state will set up what we're calling a health insurance exchange, but it's basically just a competitive marketplace where uninsured people and small businesses who right now are out there on their own trying to negotiate with insurance companies, they can now be part of a big pool. Millions of people coming together, leveraging their purchasing power, which is going to lower their rates. They'll get a better deal. You know, Walmart, the reason they are able to give you low prices is because they buy and they tell their suppliers, yeah, we're the biggest, we're an 800-pound gorilla when it comes to whatever product you're talking about, so you've got to give better prices. Well, the same thing is true when it comes to the insurance market. So everybody who can be part of this pool is going to get a better deal than they would otherwise get. And by the way, members of Congress are going to be part of this pool. So you know it's going to be good, because they're going to have to use it themselves for their own families. So that'll happen in the next few years. And when this exchange is up and running, millions of people are also going to get tax breaks to help them afford coverage. So even though this pool will give you lower rates, you'll get a better deal, some folks still can't afford it. So we're going to give you tax credits to help you afford it. And that adds up to the largest middle-class tax cut in health care in history. That's what this bill is about. So think about it. That's what this is about. We're setting up a pool using the private market to give people a better deal. We're giving tax breaks to working people, some of them working 2-3 jobs who still can't get insurance. We're going to give them some help. We're going to give small businesses help so that they can help their workers and improve their bottom line. And we've got a whole bunch of insurance reforms so people like Teresa aren't going to be disadvantaged and taken advantage of when they need it most. That's what this bill is. And it's paid for. And it saves on our deficit. Now, this is what everybody's been hollering about as the end of freedom. And now that it's passed, they're already promising we're going to repeal it. They're going to run on a platform of repeal in November. And my attitude is, go for it. You try to repeal it. I want these members of Congress to come to come out of Washington, come here to Maine, and tell Mr. Milliken there, you know what, we're going to take away your tax credits, essentially raise your taxes. If they want to do that, be my guest. If they want to look at Laura Gallagher in the eye and tell her they plan to take away her father's ability to get health insurance, that's their right. They want to go tell Teresa that once again you could face a lifetime of debt if you lose a family member. They can run on that platform. If they want to have a fight, I welcome that fight, because I don't believe the American people are going to put the insurance industry back in the driver's seat. I'm happy to have that argument. I'm happy to have that argument. Now, in fairness, and I want to be scrupulously fair, some of them have now said, well, we want to repeal and replace this bill with our brand of insurance reform. But when you poke and prod and you ask them, well, what is it exactly you're going to replace it with? It turns out they want to deregulate the insurance market. We've already been there. We know what that's like. We're not going back. We're not going backwards. This country is ready to move forwards. Portland, Maine is ready to move forward. And while we're talking about moving forward, I just want to mention one thing. Kind of lost in the shuffle of all this health care debate is the fact that part of the bill that we signed, that I signed this week, is going to provide an additional $68 billion that used to go to banks and financial services companies, and that's now going to go to the student loan program to expand Pell Grants and to make sure that college is affordable for every young person in America. And I want to know, do they want to repeal that as well? Because I'm happy to have that discussion. $68 billion. $68 billion that was going to banks and financial institutions. We've just taken that money from the banks, from the financial institutions, doubling Pell Grants, making sure that young people, if you've got debt when you go out of college, and I know I did, so you probably do too, that you will never have to pay more than 10% of your income in repayments, so that you're not going broke because you decide to get a college education that makes our economy stronger, that makes America stronger. If they want to repeal that too, we can have that discussion. You know, the road to this victory has been long. It has been difficult. And it's absolutely true that because health care is such a complicated issue, a lot of people got worried, a lot of people got scared. And the misinformation seeped in. And then the process was ugly and everybody was arguing and there's all kinds of stuff going on in the Senate and the House, and everybody just said, this looks like a mess. I understand that. That's part of our democracy. This is democracy is a messy business. It is the worst form of government, except for all the other ones that have been tried. That's what Winston Churchill said. That's what Winston Churchill said. He was absolutely right. It can be frustrating sometimes, but ultimately, that's what makes our country so great, is because everybody is able to voice their opinions. Everybody is able to get out there and organize. And you're free to call your president an idiot. No, that's a wonderful thing. As I was driving by, people were waving. Everybody was clapping, and then one guy's like, He saw me through the window too. He went, I thought that's a great thing about the country. Look, But I want everybody to learn the lesson from this debate. In reaching this milestone, it doesn't represent the end of all our problems. We still have jobs to create and deficits to reduce. We still have children to educate. We still face enormous challenges in this country. Jobs haven't been returning fast enough, despite everything that we're doing. The economy is growing again, but people still haven't been hired back as fast as they need to. Small businesses are still having trouble getting credit out there. So there are all kinds of issues we're going to have to work on. But what this fight has taught us about ourselves and about this country, it's bigger than any one issue. It reminds us that change is never